As the Prime Minister's independent advisor on ethics, it's my job to provide independent advice on ethics to a man who doesn't take any advice, let alone on ethics. Nonetheless, that is my role, and it is a role that I carry out with the tenacity and single-minded focus of a retired insurance agent fishing on the side of an empty lake. There is a standing risk that we end up in a situation of circularity, which I myself would cherish because I am a big fan of circular sentences that simply go round and round and round and eventually peter out, a bit like this. Hypothetically, I do now have the powers to initiate the initial stages of a hypothetical preliminary investigation. But I have to say that in that case, my strong preference, if strong isn't too strong a word to use about a hypothetical preference, would be for the Minister, or Prime Minister in this case, to consider their own conduct under the code, which is in fact their code, of course, and speak to that. I trust that's clear. Does the fact that the Prime Minister admitted committing a crime, and indeed paid a fine for committing that crime, mean that he broke the law and therefore his own ministerial code? Well, that's the sort of philosophical question that could keep an ordinary man or woman in the street awake at night for days on end. Not me. I sleep like a baby with a lovely pension. Yes, the Prime Minister does control every aspect of my role, so I think it's fair to say that I'm only an independent advisor insofar as I inherited that nomenclature, and if you can accept, as I do, that the word independent also contains within it the possibility of being a lapdog. Did I consider resigning? Well, I think it's fair to say that at any time there are a number of instruments available to any government advisor. Not musical instruments, of course, although perhaps I am being played like a violin. The possibility of resignation has of course crossed my mind, if not in this world, then certainly in a parallel one, but there are a number of reasons that mean that I have not taken up that possibility. For one, I really like this job. I also think I'm having a largely positive effect on the ethical standards of the Prime Minister. Without me giving my sage advice, he'd be much worse. And there's no way of proving that he wouldn't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to pop to number 10. Boris said he needs my help with a whitewash. I assume he's decorating again. I wonder who'll pay for it this time. Probably doesn't matter.